We are here at Gray's, a place to eat.
Welcome, Alex.
Actually, we're sitting outside because it's noisy in there. And
welcome, Tom.
I am here.
Welcome. So we're doing a double scope today, as we do, and we're going to get back onto a schedule. So every Friday we'll be doing a scope together. Sorry about the harsh lighting. We were inside,
and
but
it's such a nice sunny day. We haven't had sunshine in
months.
Yeah.
Okay,
time.
a few days, but who has time to see it when it's for like 5 seconds? Good afternoon, JR. Good afternoon, everybody getting in the room. So I think we're going to get started probably right away from the way I can see. But
let's do this.
Yeah.
So we are back on our lunchbox talks. We moved it from Thursday afternoon to Fridays. Friday's my social media day, so I'm like trying to be more organized and kind of keep things in order.
Yes.
And start doing more of these. But so I have been doing a 30-day Art of Allowing challenge. What is that? What is an Art of Allowing challenge? It's on Facebook. If you guys want to check it out, you just type in 30-day Art of Allowing challenge, and I'm sure it will pop up.
Hi, JR.
But hey, guys. So what that is, we're actually into the last week of it. And so in the first week, in the Art of Allowing, basically what we're practicing is just feeling better. Just basically feeling happier, allowing yourself to just do things that make you feel good, just for the sole purpose of feeling good, being unconditional, not letting any condition control how you feel, but practicing just being in a good mood, being happy, being positive, and paying attention to your thoughts. And if you have a negative thought, just notice it and go, hey, you know what? I can choose this. I don't have to choose to have that negative thought right now. I can do something else. I can go someplace. I can watch a funny movie. I can go call a friend. I can walk my dog. I can do anything else to help myself feel better. And so that was week one of the challenge, was just spending every single day focused on that. When you wake up first thing in the morning, going, I'm going to feel better today.
So before you go any further, Crystal, what is it that, welcome ZMM, what is it that going into this, you were like, this is my goal? What made you start the Art of Allowing challenge?
So I started actually following the work of Abraham Hicks a couple years ago, and in July I decided to do a challenge. I decided to, instead of just listening and kind of digesting the information intellectually, I decided to actually try it.
And what was your goal?
And within a few days, it was amazing. I was having more fun. I was just noticing like these little small synchronicities of just, wonderful little things happening. And it was all because I was changing the way that I was thinking and the way that I wanted to feel. And so it's really that simple. Anyone can do this. It's really that simple, but it does take practice.
Are you getting this, guys? Are you writing it down? This is one of those, Shalene Johnson would call it pencils and paper moments, right? Okay.
Yeah, so it takes practice. And so that's what I found out. And so over the months, I was continuing to do this and having more fun and having better friendships and doing more interesting things. And then I kind of stopped. For about a month or two. I just kind of got really super busy with, creating some new things.
No one does that, Crystal.
And so I kind of stopped doing it on a daily basis. And the next thing I know, I was starting to feel kind of crunchy and like, I'm getting a little bit depressed, like I'm feeling like I'm stressing out about stuff. And so when the new year hit, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a challenge.
Good for you.
I'm going to challenge myself to get back on this horse, and I'm going to challenge other people to try it too.
She challenged me without even realizing she challenged me. I became a part of this.
So like I said, if you go on that Facebook group, it's an event on Facebook. So if you type in 30-day challenge, it was on January 1st. You should be able to pull it up still because I'm still posting there every day.
Sure.
But so that's why I decided to do it, because I really felt like I needed to get myself back into the habit of practicing this every day. Right. And within 3 days, just a total turnaround in my attitude, the way that I felt, just this bright light came back on inside me, and I was just like, wow, you know what? I don't care what anybody says. You can't make this up. This stuff works.
No, exactly. There are things you just can't make up. This is one of them.
Yeah. So anyway, that's week one. So week one is just paying attention to how you think and how you're feeling and choosing a better feeling thought. You don't have to go from depressed to ecstatic, but you can go from depressed to hopeful.
Right.
You can go from, even from depressed to angry is a step up.
Right.
And then
Absolutely.
from angry to hopeful.
Right.
So, these are,
choose your feelings.
Choosing your feelings. So that was in week 1. In week 2, we continued on with, practicing better feelings.
Right.
And then we went to self-care.
Oh, and that's so important.
So in
Self-care.
week 2, it was self-care. It was paying attention to taking care of yourself, putting yourself first, getting enough rest, eating right, getting enough exercise. All of these things go into creating a better vibration within yourself. And so the whole point of the art of allowing, if you don't know, is to be in a space, in a state of mind, in a state in your body, to where the things that you want in life will be attracted to you.
Sure.
It's harnessing the law of attraction. Law of attraction says that like is attracting like.
Right.
So if you're feeling better and you're happier and you're doing things that make you feel good, then you're going to be in a state of mind to attract similar things and similar people and experiences.
Good afternoon.
And so that's the whole point of it.
Ultimately, guides us and leads us and allows us to have a positive and healthy life, which is, it's everyone's goal, right? Like, even if you're 21 and you're at the club, like, you want a positive life, or, you're 57 and all your kids are grown. I mean, you want a positive life, and so that's what this is all about.
That's what it's about, and it's about creating this for yourself in a holistic way. So it's in your body, spirit, mind, relationships, finances, in every aspect.
Right.
You can take these principles and apply that to anything and get
your
those
business,
results.
your life, your family, your friends, your village. And the thing I think that's important, guys, to take from this, thank you so much for the hearts. They make me so happy. But it's the fact that this costs nothing. Right? Like, Abraham Hicks has all this stuff out there, and I'm sure the books cost, and this and that cost, but...
Yeah, you can buy the books, but guess what? All of those videos are online.
Right? And the process is free. This isn't something you're going to pay someone $12 an hour to help you do. It's free to practice this.
Totally. And,
powerful.
YouTube it. You can look them up on YouTube, and they're just out there everywhere. So,
week 3.
There's actually one channel that I really like. I'm going to throw this in there. The guy's name is Travis Eric. And he has really great playlists. So,
if someone wants to type that up, Travis Eric
on YouTube. Yeah. And so his playlists are very well organized.
Nice.
And if you just hit the playlist, they just play, the videos just play back to back.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
All this positive art of allowing.
So you don't have to search around. You can just,
Nice.
So I really like his stuff.
So check that out, guys.
And he has a really cool story, too, about how this process has really helped his life. So anyway, so week 3. Week 3, let me access my database here. So week 2 is about self-care. Week 3 is about releasing resistance. So now we've been practicing being positive, and we've been taking care of our body and trying to eat better and, just exercising and things like that.
Sure.
But of course, things are going to come up because now we're paying attention.
Oh, man, and this is where I have to share really quick, guys, because Crystal posted this, and I saw it by, day 1 or 2. We're all busy, and I didn't really see it beforehand. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a really cool challenge. Do I have to? No, I really don't. I didn't make time. And then, we get going, and she's like, the first week, it's all about changing your thing. And I'm like, I'm doing that. Okay. And then week 2 is all about self-care, and I'm like, I'm totally, for the first time in my life, full on going, I'm going to give myself permission to be absolutely good for myself. I'm going to schedule it. And if you've caught my scopes before, I talked about this that week. Please give yourself permission for self-care because it's so important to your long-term health. And then we get to week 3, and it's about resistance. And you guys were there. I shared with you that awful, horrible, Alexander's terrible, no good Saturday I had with 3 systems breaking down and being stranded on the side of the road at 1 a.m. And the next morning, Crystal came over, and I just looked up at her in my sleepiness and was like, dude, am I doing something wrong? Should I be rethinking my job description? Should I be going to work at a 9 to 5 where this stress doesn't exist? Because I've been doing all this positive stuff, and I'm supposed to be living this awesome positive life, and then this awful night happens, and all I can think of is I must have done something wrong. And she's like, no, this is the resistance. So let's talk some more about the resistance.
Yes. So the resistance, this is when the what hits the fan. and all that stuff that you've been like going, okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And finally it's like, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. What's going on?
I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah. And so this is when we have an opportunity to go, okay,
Yes.
it's still okay. It's still okay. Let me really practice changing my thought right here.
Crystal
Right
changed
here
my
and
life
right now. Let
when
me
she
practice
said
this.
she said that morning.
Hi there. Thank you for joining, guys. Great life coach. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for being here. She was like, it's not what you're doing wrong. It's the fact that you've been doing everything right. And this is the universe's way of saying, hey, here's another opportunity to react positively. With all that new positive stuff you got going,
Do you
let's
really
react.
believe it?
Let's
Here's
react
your
to
chance.
this negative. Yeah, it's like a challenge, React to this negative situation in the positive way you just learned to do, unlike all the ways that you acted in the past. Because in the past, I would have gone like, time to change jobs, right? Amen to that. Exactly, 503. That's what I would have done. And I probably would have been close. And Crystal was like, no, this is your way, your opportunity to say, let's react a different way.
Yeah, choose a different thought.
You left, and within an hour, I was like, this opened up, that opened up. I just totally different mind frame, and I was like, oh, we can get the car picked up by my dad's AAA, and all of a sudden I had an investor that wanted to invest in the company that I didn't have any money in the bank for, and boom, life change. 1 hour just from your switching, and it's so powerful. And this can happen and translate to any part of anyone's life for anyone.
And when that happens, when you're faced with this like ugly thing, and then you go, okay, I'm going to look at you differently. Okay, how can I look at this from a higher perspective? How can I like shed a little bit of love on this situation? And then suddenly it's a whole new thing. Hi there. It's amazing. It's just like this stuff works. It works. This works. This way of being works.
And it gets easier. Don't quit before you miss the miracle. Right?
Yeah.
Don't quit before you miss the miracle. That's absolutely right. And the bad stuff too, right? Like the resistance, the awful stuff.
Yeah, when you're feeling that sadness, or when you're really feeling it, and you're just like, where is this feeling even coming from? And so one of the things that I do on a weekly basis is a technique called the emotion code. And so there are tools and techniques that are out there that can help us to even clear away the stuff that we sometimes can't even like think away.
Right.
Sometimes you can't think away the sadness.
Too powerful sometimes, yeah.
But you can do techniques. Tapping, EFT is another one. There's another one called Infinity. Yeah, look up EFT, look up emotion code, look up Infinity Healing. These are all ones where we're just kind of using this ability that we have naturally to go in and release this energy that's stuck in our body.
Right.
And sometimes it comes from places that we're not even aware. We don't even know that, it might have been something that happened to,
so powerful.
Happened when you were a child, and you're just not even really consciously aware that you're still even carrying those emotions around.
Right.
So that's what week 3 was about identifying that and getting clear, really actually getting clear. So the interesting thing about getting clear, what I discovered is what I thought getting clear meant and what it really ended up meaning for me after practicing it for a few days were kind of different.
Oh.
So I thought it was, okay, clarity of thought, clarity of focus, getting really clear on your ideas. Yeah, thank you guys for inviting your followers, your friends. But I thought it was more like getting clear on that kind of stuff, and then also like kind of clearing the emotional stuff.
Sure.
But it
But
was also being able to be clear on what was actually bothering me.
Sure.
Where I noticed things come up, and instead of feeling the feeling, I was kind of like a little bit separate from it, and I was going, oh, that's something that needs to be cleared.
Sure.
And that being clear on what needs to be cleared.
Right, instead of just experiencing the emotion and being subject to it, like getting clear on it. And I think, going back to the resilience for just a second, all of this is so powerful, but one thing I learned from it completely, like we hear it, we know, we learn things, and so when we relearn them, we're like, it's like an aha moment, and you're like, but I've known that my whole life, but did you really know it? That's kind of how I felt with this, and it was like, bad stuff happens to good people doing all the right things at all the right time, sometimes I kind of think, and this is a personal belief, but I think all the time, so that what's supposed to happen afterwards can come about. And I scoped about that this week, so it's like putting your whole day ahead of you and planning it out, and you're gonna leave at this time, and then the baby throws up and you get that phone call that you can't say no to, or whatever have you, and you're so angry because now you're an hour late for that meeting that you can't be an hour late for. And then you go about your way and you realize that the time that you would have been there on your path, there was a fatal accident. And that's a really super extreme version of this, but it's so important. All the negative stuff that it seems to be mucking you up and you're like, why is this happening? It's happening for a reason. It's because we truly, 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 everything is working out for our benefit, for the good stuff. But we can't sit back like we're watching a movie and see the entire thing. That's not meant for us. We don't have those eyes. And again, my personal belief, someone does. And so he has to put things in our way. Stuff gets in our way to make all the other things happen and line up synchronicity, right? And we just have to, now after this big thing happened to me that one time, the little ones, the big ones, I'm like, oh, this sucks. Oh, wait, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
There's a reason for it. You just be patient.
Exactly. And that's where the clarity comes in. And that leads into this last final week of this challenge and what we wanted to share with you guys today. Because it's once you start to accept and acknowledge that even the bad stuff is good stuff, then you're really on your way, right? Because then everything's really all good.
Absolutely. Crystal, it's gonna make us stronger wiser. Yes, and you know what? This is what I was just about to tell Crystal. You are getting this today, dude. I have a clearer mind. Anyone who knows me on here has heard me talk about the story of my ups and downs for hormones. I have thyroid issues, I have MTHFR, which is a genetic thing. I have all kinds of stuff going. And after my last child, I was going to school getting straight A's while I was pregnant. Try to be pregnant and mom of two and, coach people and getting straight A's. And then all of a sudden, I'm like taking everything off. I'm not even working. I'm just focusing on school and my family. And I can't get a C to save my life. Nothing was working. And when I put all these things to play, when I really got it, when it was like, no, even the bad stuff's happening for a reason, my brain has just cleared. I sat down and did like 3 tasks. Thank you. I did 3 tasks that would have taken me a week. I was telling my husband yesterday, I was like, what I did today would have taken me a week. And then I still had a half of a day to just hang out with my family. What? That never happens. Never used to, until some of these bad things came into play that kind of put my perspective. Where are we going? What are we doing? Let's get clear. And now, okay. And I think that it's important to also share with the viewers that it's not something that's probably going to happen once.
Right.
You're going to want to practice this and practice this and practice this and practice this, and just kind of don't get discouraged, because here in a week I'll probably be on Periscope crying because I'm trying to remind myself of all this stuff I know.
What happened?
But it's all for the greater good, and it will happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's why I decided to do the 30-day challenge, and actually that's one of the things that Abraham Hicks really recommends, is doing it for 30 days. Turn everything else off if you can. Turn off the TV. If you can, turn off the internet, and just really focus on how you feel. Make feeling the best that you can feel the number one thing that you do, your number one priority, in all those different aspects. The self-care and the clearing the resistance and the choosing a better thought, and then finally getting to the point where you're like, okay, you know what? Here's a challenge that's coming up. It's just a challenge. It's it feels not so great, but it's a challenge. And what can I do differently than I might have done before?
He says, I'll turn off everything but Periscope.
Yeah. Don't turn off Periscope.
We want to talk to you.
Just kidding. Yeah, I took that part, I didn't take it quite literally.
I think everyone has to do what's right for them. And I also think that it's important to realize that, We have lives, and so though we want this to shine over all of it, we've got all these other habits in place, and we've got this world around us that's not doing this challenge. So it's important to sit down every day if you're doing a challenge like this and go, okay, right now, for this moment in time, my TV's off, the music's off, I'm in a room by myself, and Periscope even, I know, right? Periscope's off, Facebook's off, everything's off for this moment in time. You know, sure, in a perfect world, would it be better to turn it all off for the entire month? Sure, but we a lot of us can't do that. Yeah. So, but everyone should find their own, you know, maybe I have lots of friends that have gone from time to time, I'm doing this, I'm bettering myself in this aspect of my life, and I'm turning off Facebook for 3 weeks. I mean, I'm doing this. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could not do that. But I mean, for them that was true, and that's fine. You should find your truth when it comes to turning stuff off and how much you want to do and for how long.
Exactly. And I didn't by any means do that
turn off any of it, right?
For 30 days. No, but I mean, you know, she really advocates, you know, to practice it for 30 days and see what happens. And for me, and I've heard this before too, within 3 or 4 days.
You see something.
Yeah, you just start to notice. And if you notice those little things, gosh, I can't think of any specific things right now, but there have been so many.
Right.
Of these little, little things. Like, I left the show Friday night, and I'm getting in the car, and I'm thinking to myself, do I have a little hand sanitizer in my purse? I probably need a hand sanitizer because I'm handling mics and other people are handling it, and it's cold and flu season, you know, whatever.
Right.
So I'm thinking, do I have No, I don't have one. I go home, and I'm just randomly, I decided to clear the clutter that day, you know, to clear my space. And I go through this bag, and I pull out this little pen, and it's a hand sanitizer. Just like, oh, thank you, you know. Because, it was just, you know, you get to that space where you're just really in this kind of light and happy frame of mind. Yeah, right? And then things just start to show up. Yeah. You know, and then you can be grateful.
And better.
Yeah, you express great, you know, gratitude and appreciation for those things, and then you find that you have more things to be grateful and appreciative for.
I know, and then that just puts forth more wonderful vibrations that again bring more wonderful stuff to be grateful for back to us.
Yeah. Now, so for anyone who's not sure and who's feeling like, it's nice for you, but I'm just telling you, try it.
Right?
Just try it. Try it for
a week even. It doesn't cost a thing. We aren't selling anything. It's called, you go to your YouTube and type in, what was it again?
30-day challenge.
30-day challenge, Art of Allowing, and see what comes up, and just kind of give it 10 minutes today of just watching videos. That's all I ask, and see what happens for you. All right, and then let us know when we're scoping again and we're hanging out.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, I decided not to take the challenge. Not because I just was like, no, I'm not taking that right now. I mean, just in my busyness, I kind of go across Crystal's post at the beginning of the month, and I was like, I'll have to check that out later. And then 2 weeks goes by, and I'm like, oh man, I'm too late now. I'll have to talk to her about that later. But I would just open up and we'd have normal conversations every time we'd see each other about once a week, maybe twice. And I'd tell her what's going on, and she's like, that's hilarious. That's what the challenge is this week.
Part of the challenge this week.
How are you this connected to me? And so, I mean, without even choosing to take this challenge, guys, I will tell you that just by kind of hearing from her confirming that I took the challenge without trying, it's been life-changing. Like I said, I can think better. I feel more organized. Guys, I sat down the other day and I planned out the next 3 months tentatively.
Nice.
That's never happened.
That's what happens when you get clear.
Yeah. I was just like, no, I know what I want. And because I know what I want, it's going to happen for me.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the biggest lessons, is that indeed we have this opportunity to choose. And in every given moment, whatever we're choosing is what we're bringing to ourselves. So why not choose the highest and best good for yourself? Why not choose that thing that's like you feel like it might be out of reach?
Absolutely.
But then get into a state of mind where you just feel good and let it come to you.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's manifesting.
How many times in the past have I banged my head against something going, this has to happen because this is what I want, and then through chains of events, this exact thing, before I even knew about it, happening, and I've wasted all this energy because I wasn't allowing, and what was supposed to happen happened, and it was more beautiful than anything I was banging my head against the door about. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, everything that's meant to happen is supposed to happen. And it's so much more than just the old saying, you know, everything happens for a reason. No, it's so much more than that. We truly, truly, truly are blessed with everything already being set up for our blessings, our good.
And it's just not noticing. It's just noticing it and trusting.
Yeah, noticing it, being grateful for it, and trusting that it's happening without us lifting a finger. Just allow it instead of wasting all this energy that we do.
Yeah. So, my Art of Allowing challenge last week. Today's the 22nd, so through the end of this month, I'll be posting every single day on my observations. It's on Facebook. It's an event on Facebook. So if you type in on Facebook Art of Allowing Challenge, you should see.
Art of Allowing Challenge.
You should see that come up. There's a picture of a girl in a kind of a golden kind of spray of light,
like shimmer,
and it says "Choose Happy."
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's how you'll know that's the right page. And just, you know, if you want to join, you can still join it. And I'll probably create this so that it's something that people can join ongoing.
Right.
And I'll keep promoting it and letting people know,
I'm
because it is such a powerful.
Do it next time.
Yeah,
I choose to do it.
You know, just, you know, taking 5-10 minutes
Practice
out of your day every day to just record your observations on how it's helping you, and, you know, noticing what things are being presented to you, because when you start doing this, things will start to be presented to you.
Right.
Like I said, like the hand sanitizer.
Right.
You know, it's like, that you have a thought, and then suddenly there's something that's related to that shows up.
It was the morning after that horrible day that I was just like, wow, it's times like this that you're reminded that building a business from the ground up without any money in the bank is super hard. If you had even $500 in the bank right now, you wouldn't be as stressed as you did. Wow, you really need some loans. You don't want to do that. You really need an investor. That's what you need. And I just kind of let it go and was like, whatever. And I think it was that night. Yeah, it was. It was Sunday night.
I was shocked. I'm going to tell you. I was like, because last thing I heard, she's having this terrible day. The car's broken down. She needs new equipment, blah, blah, blah. I show up for my show, and there's all new equipment. Yeah. I'm like, what? There's a brand new laptop. There's new speakers. I'm like...
I changed my way of thinking and went, okay, well, I'm supposed to react positively, so maybe I need an investor. I don't know. I got to make a call about getting this van off the side of the road, but we'll think on that. And then I go to work, and regular customer, retired, has some money to burn. I'd never ask him for it. And he's kind of like, so what are you doing about your car situation? I said, oh, well, AAA got it off the side of the road, and now I'm going to just go try to make some payments I can't afford for a car that I have to have, and just have faith that it's all going to work out. And he was like, I was like, but I got to see if they'll let me drive it off the lot. You know, I'm not like perfect customer here. And he's like, well, if you need $5,000 down payment, you let me know. And I'm like, well, that's not a small thing to offer someone, but thank you. And I go home with every intention, right, of being like, no. I even said it to my husband. I was like, but we can't do that. And he's like, no, we can't. But then it came back to me that next morning, right? And I went, whoa, that's the investor. Maybe not take it for the car, but maybe fill up a contract that says, okay, I'm going to borrow this. You're investing in my company. You're at my shows every week, so you see fruit from it already. But also, you're going to invest 5 and you're going to get 7 out. That's a business arrangement. And it's exactly what I asked for in my thoughts that very morning. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yep, and that's how it happens. That's how it works. So shift your thinking, shift your thoughts, shift your life. Homeopathy. I think homeopathy works. I mean, it's. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're referring to there, but you know, it's. For me, it's all about energy. There's somebody asking a question there about homeopathy. It's all about energy. You know, homeopathy is an energy thing. Yeah. You know, and so if you are vibrationally allowing this energy to make changes in your body, then it will.
Yes, stethoscope. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, guys, I feel like we've kept you long enough on your Friday. I want to wish you a wonderful weekend. Do you have anything that you want to add before we go?
Yeah, no, just thank you guys for checking out our scopes. And for those on my scope, this is at Carolyn Mendoza.
Oh, yeah, it's Friday, yes.
It is Friday. Yep.
And for those of you on my scope, this is Crystal from Crystal Clarity at cclaritymedia. And thank you. And she's a great person, so you really should check her out. And I'm on every single day, guys, at noon Pacific Standard Time.
And I'm on once a week on Fridays for now. And hopefully we'll start doing more
in the future. So you guys tune in for more stuff. Every day, every scope, I have the goal of inspiring, uplifting, and informing. And I hope that one of those or all of those things has happened for you today. Just hanging out with you has done that for me, all three of them.
Awesome.
Enjoy your day. And if you're catching this on the replay, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing with people. Thank you for the hearts. Blessings and peace, everyone. You enjoy.
Bye, guys.
Great scope.